episode of Trisha's Hideous Queers. My name is Rosanna. I use they, them, or she, her pronouns, or whatever you love most. Trisha, unfortunately, won't be joining us this evening as she's been taken into custody. I am playing Bramble, who is a wheeler-dealing clockwork soul Ryshin sorcerer. And on my right-hand side, I am always joined by Posey.
Hello, my name is Posey. I use she, her pronouns. And yes, Trisha was taken into custody for indecent exposure again.
Yikes, bro.
I play Bug. They use they, them pronouns. They are a diddy, adorable, Crixco, Twilight Domain cleric, and that is them.
Beautiful. And on my left-hand side, I have the wondrous Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. She, her pronouns. I'm playing Maeve, who is a blade-singing wizard, half Moe, half human. And I believe that Trisha couldn't be here because she's still on the run now.
She got out!
She got out.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
she's a slippery thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of slippery things, last but by every means the smallest boy, Robbie Taylor Hunt in the corner.
Hello, I'm Robbie Taylor Hunt in the corner. I use he, him pronouns in the corner. And I know that Trisha's indecent exposure was of a gun. Actually, not of a body part.
That's a different crime.
Oh, right. The criminal system here is really out of whack.
Absolutely insane.
Everything is indecent exposure.
If indecent exposed that gun.
So indecent of you to show a gun. Last time we had our gang heading into the Festival of Delights at Rendaway, watched some various acts and saw an incredible performance from the travelling Moe team from Constellation Sky, including the wonderful Maeve. And they met Maeve, who have feathers, Moe people, who have kind of bird-like feathers, half Moe, half human, has some feathers as well. Very exciting for our dear Bug. When a sandboard and a blade from the blade singing team were stolen, they ran after the culprit, managed to get them back, and for that good work, amongst other beautiful realizations, Bramble's got their board back, her board back. Realizing that they all have similar interests, the team has bandied up, knowing that they all want to be able to shift or alter the dome in some way to allow the flux to live there without being able to live there and survive, basically, and not have this horrible feeling growing and growing when it gets to an unsustainable point. They've made some discussions and plans about where they might go next. They're going to head off to see Geely shortly, and that's where we're going to kick off. Anything else you want to flag?
No, just that I've made everyone wear sun cream on the journey.
Great, maybe my sun cream. But actually, as you set off and leave the Maeve Lodge, you start to head out, and there's still like so many people like trying to sell you stuff and there's stuff going on. Still stalls of people flogging their wares. I'm actually... let me roll something. Okay. That doesn't happen. But as you go out, you see there's a human woman with long blonde hair who comes up to you and is like, hey, so I've got a little business going. I'm gonna give you a special deal. I do manicures and pedicures. So if you would like any of them, I can give you half off because you're a little team. We can do a little deal. You get a little claws done. Would you like that? We could do...
I'm gonna look around for someone who's trying to pick our pockets.
Cool, yeah, you can give me a perception check.
This is a distraction technique. I know, because I've used it before. Interesting. That's 13.
Cool, 13, you look around, you're like completely distracted, looking around you instead. She's like, I guess we can do your fingers if you'd like, and your
Is this
like
a pyramid
feathers,
scheme?
I suppose. Huh?
Is this a pyramid scheme?
No, oh my god, I love my manicure business.
You don't have ghosts in the house, but you have pyramid schemes.
They were a big problem like 3 years ago. Everyone...
A lot of critics selling M&Ms.
Yes.
Yo.
Like, a lot of them were just trying to sell us moisturiser.
Oh.
That was a Ryshin from the camp. I'm sorry about it. They set that one up. Oh God. I'm so sorry to have riled you so badly.
13 Crixco died in the last pyramid scheme.
I'm starting to think pyramid scheme might mean different things to both of us. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, she's like, right. And she's just like slowly going to like put nail polish, like one hand going towards your claw. One, she's like goes to put some on your like nails, but some of your feathers.
No, don't touch people without their permission.
But it's just with my pain.
Still not okay.
Oh, okay. You don't want? You want?
I don't know. I'm not at a mannequin. For how much would that cost? You
I'll
said
give it
it's
to you
such
for 5 gold.
I don't have enough money for that.
2 gold.
Gold.
This is so suspicious.
I want to roll an insight check on what this lady's
Yeah,
doing.
me too.
Great.
Can I get a vibe check?
Yeah, do a vibe check. Anyone who wants to can vibe check.
There's a 14.
Vibe check.
Not good.
19 plus
Ooh.
5.
Oh my god. I got an 11. 24.
24.
I was like, I'm not going to do that maths. I'm going to wait for you to do the math. With a 24, as you suss this woman, you see her nails don't look amazing. And you see that she's like pretty desperate and sweaty. You think maybe she just had a really bad run and she's like really trying to push you into it and feels like she needs this sale. And she's getting a bit end of her tether.
Gosh.
What do you reckon? Do we mug her back before she mugs us? A preemptive mugging?
I don't think it's a mugging situation. But
It's 5 gold for a pedicure!
That's a lot.
That's daylight robbery!
I can do pedicure as well. You want?
What about a few silver? How does that
Great. How about a few silver for just 1 hand?
You know what? Yep, that sounds good.
Great.
Go for it.
Either of you, anything?
Yeah, I'll get the same left hand.
Great.
Just the left.
What does Bug have?
Could you just like one of my tendrils? Could you just like antenna? Could you do that?
Great. And like the feathers at the bottom.
Do you do piercings?
I could pierce. Yeah. 100%.
I've got a space. One of them fell out and then it closed up. My Bramble's ears are like weighted down with all the jewelry that they
She's like,
on.
sure. Yeah, I can
Do
do
you
that.
want to re-pierce that one?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
You don't think it's a good idea?
Maybe not piercing.
Like sharpening a bit of like an old nail.
That's how we do it in the camp.
Well, then I guess go for it if you
Go on.
Okay. He's like, here we go. Bite on your hand, I guess.
All right.
She's gonna roll with disadvantage for sure.
I feel the disadvantage roll coming, and there's a spinning of like, there's cards being dealt on a blackjack table somewhere in the cosmos, and the sweet lady is going to cancel that out for me, so that might go slightly better. I use my restore balance feature.
So I guess I'll just re-roll then
flat.
because that feels.
That's what I say, God roll.
True, yeah. She gets the nail and jams it into your ear.
Oh.
It really hurts.
Oh.
Is that where you wanted it to go?
That's in my ear hole.
And the blood is
That's in the hole.
Do you want the nail to stay in? I don't think it's coming out.
Take the nail.
Right, I've got to go.
No.
Here's your nail polish, like smears it over your fingers like just as a paintbrush.
We didn't
And for you, does on your left hand and does your antennae like la 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 runs off.
Someone take the nail out my ear. Please, take the nail out my ear. Maeve, I need you. Ah! Oh, I'm keeping the nail.
Is that how they do it in the cat?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
You set off leading behind you as you.
I know, she just left.
Bug's gonna cast lesser restoration in an attempt to prevent it from getting infected.
Yeah. Oh,
Right, yeah, you just, infection absolutely spreading and then all fading away. You head off, obviously stop me if there's anything you want to chat about on the way, but otherwise you can approach the structure where Geely has been hanging out.
Yeah, this is an old, so it looks dilapidated, and that's because it is. But Jilly, the boy, has been hanging out in here, and we sort of set him up as like a home away from home.
So where does his mother think he is?
We didn't talk about this, but like we bumped into Vader on the piss in Rendaway.
She did not seem bothered.
No,
She hadn't seen
I
her
don't-
son in a while.
Yeah, he's been with us a lot, most of the last couple of weeks.
I think we need to have a conversation with Vader about both her parenting and also the flux.
Maybe we lead with the flux.
You can lead with the flux, I'm leading with the parenting.
No, you're right. It was just Jilly's welfare. Anyway, yeah, this is where we keep him. Jilly, you in?
You don't hear a response.
Jill!
E!
Jill! Where is he?
You eventually hear, in here, quite strange sounding.
Run in immediately.
You all scamper in. You see Geely is kind of up on this rock that we established last time we were here, like sitting, like head in his hands. You see he's got his fluxed glow out, which is this waving energy, which tends to be shades of yellow, but it's like flickering. Like what we'd see is like a bad TV connection. It's sort of like
Jules, what's happening?
It's like, oh, it's you guys. So I don't know what's going on. It's just all of a sudden today it started feeling really bad. Oh, who's that?
Oh, this
Hi.
friend. It's a friend, Jill.
Maeve, I'm Geely, and she knows about.
She has a friend who is the same thing. Who is also flex.
That's so nice. Something's really escalated. Something's changed. It was kind of like a low grumble and growing, and then suddenly it's just feeling unsustainable. I think I have to leave. I have to go now.
Jill, it's okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath. I'm also going to cast Lesser Restoration, and I think that manifests as just like putting a little blanket around him.
Are we still in the dome right now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yes.
He's like, I don't know what it is, but I just need to go. I need a break from this. It's too hard.
Do you have your sending stone to talk to the others?
Yeah, they've not replied. I don't know what's going on. But I only contacted them this morning, so I'll try again. But
has the stone worked in the dome before?
yeah, it does sometimes. It's sometimes quite hard to hear them, and they have told me there'll be times when they're further away that it might not work. But just when I need them most, they're not there. But regardless, I mean, I can't do it. I'm just gonna have to go soon. At this rate, I just can't take it any longer.
Should we go with accompany you?
Jilly, we need to talk to your mum.
Why?
Because here's the thing. We think we can change the dome in some way to make it more habitable.
Really?
And that's also something that Maeve is thinking about and wants to do. And
Right,
I
okay.
believe there's some sort of like interest in the arcane workings of how that might go down.
Okay.
But in order to do that, we need to talk to your mum and tell her that we want to change the dome. And we were wondering if A, you wanted to be part of that conversation, and B, if you would be okay with us communicating to her what we know about the Fluxed, whether or not we include you in that is your own thing.
But we're not going to do anything you don't want us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, he thinks about all that for a while, like, oh god, like, he must have known that his mum would be really embroiled in this, but like, the weight of that maybe having to happen today is suddenly kind of crashing down on him. He's like, I don't want my mum to know about me, okay? I don't think she's going to be okay with it. You could try and talk about the Flux generally, but I mean, it's her job to keep them out. Her life is her job. She's not going to change her mind when you just chat to her a bit in one conversation.
She might change her mind if she sees you.
I can't do that. I can't. What if she doesn't know? Like, at least this way I could go out and then maybe come back sometimes, or at least she'll just think of me the same way. I don't want her to think of me any differently than she does.
Jilly, you're her son. There is something much stronger there that will always override any kind of, allegiances she has to the position she holds. She loves you deeply, as do we.
I thinks for a while longer. It's like, maybe if you try talking to her just generally and see what her reaction is, then maybe, but...
If you don't want us to tell her, we won't.
There must be a way that you could do it without telling her either.
If we find out, if we can...
We need to know what she thinks, yeah.
And also if we can discover what it is about the Flux that made people want to keep them out in the first place, then maybe we can explain why that isn't a problem.
Jill.
What?
Jill. Do you feel... Is this the manifestation of the pain you're in?
Yeah.
The undulating glow and all that we know about you. Is that it? Has anything else happened to you? Have you felt anything else?
Do you have any violent urges?
Violent urges?
Yeah, we have a sword with violent urges.
What?
It's a long story, Jill.
Jill. It's like, no, violent urges, no. I don't know, it feels kind of like potential. Like I could do something, but something good, but while I'm in here, I don't think I can. It's like, particularly now, this isn't just a normal growth. Something's happened. Something's made it worse today. It's not just...
Something's made it worse today.
Yeah, it's not like... It's been gradually getting a bit worse, but suddenly today, like, ramped up in some way. I've got to go soon. And look, if you're gonna fix the dome, you think you know a way of doing that, right? You can fix it.
We hope so, yeah.
Then maybe I can stay, right? And so if you talk to my mum and she says, no, I don't want you to do that, then are you not going to do it?
No, we'll just do it.
No, we're going to do it, but we're just going to invoke the ire of your mother.
We would like to do it with her blessing and with her on side.
I would really like to do it with her blessing.
There's many things that she would like to do with her blessing. But, you know, we can have a general conversation with her about our views on the flux and our experiences with the flux in a kind of broad and abstract sense. But you're right, it's not very compelling to have one conversation with someone and then change your mind. It might be more persuasive for her to have a personal connection to the fluxed and to see that fluxed aren't bad.
They're just hurting.
But what if she thinks that I'm just bad? Like, you know, now I'm fine, but eventually I'll get to the point where I am bad. Maybe she just thinks this is like me growing into it. Or
what did you make of the others that you met out there? Did they seem dangerous?
No, I know they're fine, but I don't know why she'd believe you all.
And you've believed all of your life that the fluxed are bad too, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I didn't think about it that much, but can't we just, you know, not ask for permission, beg for forgiveness and all that? Because, like, either way, there's no world that she's going to say, you know what, great, go for it. Best case scenario, she begins to think about it, but she's not going to change her mind overnight, and I'm going to leave soon, and I don't want to have to leave.
Why would she not change her mind overnight if it means losing her son? That's
Because
why people change their minds overnight, on the turn of a dime. Because you gamble to lose the most precious thing to you. I believe, Evaded, that it's you.
Should we speak to her first?
Oh, we so do, yeah. We definitely need to talk to her.
Yeah, and you know, we can ask for permission and then beg for forgiveness. It's not like one or the other.
We frequently do both.
Right, okay. I'm trusting you all, obviously, that you're if I haven't heard a thing, maybe I'll see how long I can carry on. I
had this jacket that sends notes, but I don't know if I can make it work again. Because we could previously have maybe gotten a message to you, but I squandered it a little bit.
No, have my ascending stone, but look, just if I haven't heard, then I'm gonna go, and
by this evening, can we have a day?
Yeah, you can have a day, or maybe I'll go overnight, like in the morning, like before dawn breaks, because then I can go out by night.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go, but obviously I guess I'll be able to tell if it's worked with the dome, whatever you do, and then I'll stay.
Yeah.
Or if I've heard anything otherwise, I guess good luck.
You too.
Nice to meet you, Maeve.
Nice to meet you. My mother believed that there was a way to fix the domes. She's still looking for how, but she was very certain that there was a way.
Right, well that gives me some hope. Thanks, Maeve. Yeah, good luck everyone, I'll be here. And he like sits down. Well, I think he lies down. He's got like a little bedroll. He lies down and kind of does some deep breathing.
It's going to be alright, Jill. Let's go.
Cool. You're heading to Vader.
Yeah, if we believe her to still be in Rendaway, we might go back.
Cool. Yes, you go back to Bali.
5 hours out of the party.
I said like it's a couple of hours. Why don't we say it's like 2.5 hours travel? So you went to the morning party, went over there, had some lunch on the way.
Yeah. But you handled that was the way you communicated with Chili was beautiful.
Am I getting better?
You're so good at it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I've been practicing.
But I'm famously not very good in conversation previously, but it's really getting there.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I mean, I've only experienced good things.
I mean, prior to that, 3 weeks.
Nightmare. A couple of weeks ago, you're joking, but really working.
Yes. Would you like to hear about the cave? I spent the entire time.
You hear all about the cave, which is maybe
the cave.
It's okay. Yes. There's bits to it. Great. You make it back to Rendaway. Yeah. Where are you headed to find? You see things very much still in full swing. Like
She was out partying before. Did we just sort of survey?
Yeah. Maybe let's find like a high vantage point.
Yes. Let's get on the rooftops.
Great. You can give me perception checks all around as you're
Sweet.
kind of generally walking through the streets, but also from rooftops.
My passive perception is 22, just in case I'm seeing anything as we're walking around.
Cool.
What's the tower situation in this constellation?
There's no high buildings at all. The core tower, you will have seen the core tower now. So you went to the structure, which isn't far from Hades, which is the like capital centre, and that's where the core tower is. So you would have seen this big towering structure stretching up into the sky, which has the core at its top.
Yeah.
But otherwise, everything's like maximum 2-3 story buildings.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little town.
Yeah.
It's built on a hill, so we do get height.
And that was Hades, and you go back to Rendaway, ditto, small buildings, like largely one story, like all splattered with different colours and very arty. There's big like flags like blowing in the wind, etc.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Vader, where are you?
I rolled a 16.
I rolled an 11.
I rolled a 3.
Hey!
With a 16, I'm going to say, you know, rather than very quickly, after a bit of hunting around, you see Vader like in the main stage area, like off at one of the kind of like stalls, looking through some stuff, talking to people. You see that she's kind of seems to be on a bit of a mission, but everyone insight check me as you approach if you'd like.
I'm fascinated by this new place.
26.
Ooh,
19,
baby.
which is insight. 24. Gosh, maths.
8.
Great. You may be a bit nervous coming up to Vader, so less easy to read her. For the two of you, as you approach, you see that you saw her yesterday, you haven't met her yet ever.
Yeah.
You would know her normally and know her yesterday a bit buzzed. You think that she still seems a bit buzzed and like out of it, drunky space. You would say that this woman seems a bit drunk. Do you get 26?
Yeah.
I'm going to say with a 26... I mean, obviously weird that she's drunk again and it's like the middle of the day. And that maybe just like a bit weird something about her drunkenness. Like it's like feels slightly off.
As in, I get the sense that she's self-medicating, or I get the sense that she isn't intending to be as drunk as she is.
More the latter.
Okay.
Also with the 26 and probably with the 24, both very good, you see that despite that, she's like trying to like find people to talk, like she's trying to find someone. She's talking being like, where is that person? Blah, blah, blah. Like she's on a mission trying to chat to someone.
Hello, Vader!
Oh god, I stay like a couple of people back in the crowd.
Hi. Oh, Bug. Nice to see you. How are you?
Why are you drunk?
What? Drunk? I am not drunk. I had this drink that I had that's good and I like it, so I had more. Who are you?
Maeve, nice to meet you.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, you're one of these people been talking about you all day. You're of the Muwe from Constellation Sky. I haven't met a Muwe for a very long time. Long time back I saw a Muwe out in the... so nice to meet you.
It's very lovely to meet you. I've
Great.
heard only good things from
I'm gonna roll.
suggestions.
Oh my goodness. Doesn't clock you at all.
She's also heard some bad things from us. She was lying.
Who's been lying?
Oh, we didn't tell her bad things, but we
you saying
definitely
bad
didn't
things?
do... Okay, so here's the thing.
There's a scream. For fuck's sake, man!
Oh, Bramble. Hello.
Hi, Vader, how are you?
Yeah, fine. Ups and downs, you know how it is.
I don't.
You've never had ups and downs.
No, I have, but you seem a little...
You seem more down
Out
than
of it.
up.
You seem more down there.
Have you ever, thought that something was maybe good and then realised that people were just taking the piss and then you sort of realise, like, what was the point of getting your hopes up about it and that you're being
That
an
happens to me
idiot?
all the time.
Right.
Do you want to talk about it?
No. It serves me right to think that's not a part of my life now. I'm the commander. It's a different thing.
What's going on?
Huh?
Sounds like
Do you want to go somewhere slightly quieter?
Yeah, can't
Would you like to come to our room in the Maeve Lodge?
Oh, I've got my own room in the Maeve Lodge. We can just go down here and just like she starts stumbling down the side
Wait,
street.
Vader, I'm going to try and like... She's stumbling.
Yeah, just a little bit. She's not like
Okay.
completely out of it. She's
All
not
right,
like
fine.
she's not gonna fall.
Alright, okay.
Do we
fine,
get the
no.
sense that a lesser restoration would sober her up a bit?
You
What about
could-
2 lesser restorations?
You let me just search that. But I don't think you know until you try.
Okay. I won't, because it's my last second level spell slot. so
I
won't.
will I'll grab a pint of water off the side, a tankard of water, and just tap at it with the lucky coin and cast Lesser Restoration and be like, Vader, mate, do you want to drink of water?
Hi, thank you. Yeah,
Welcome.
she takes a sip of it, but not loads of it. She takes that. She seems to like stabilize a little bit. She kind of like finds her feet a little bit more from the water and that less restoration. She's like, okay, but I've only got a second because then I've got to meet this person I can't bloody find.
Who are
and
you
there's someone else
looking
I have to
for?
go see in Naus. You know Naus.
I know Naus so well.
So
Why
nice
don't you go to
talking
Naus?
I've been, you know, the spell overseer back in Hade. You, I think, will both just know this, and maybe you'll have heard even of something which is like Vader is commander, spell overseer, does magic stuff. Like Vader has no magical skills.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know of
I
them.
know.
I was like, it's like they're dealing with stuff, so said I had to go talk to people because I had to sort something out. And they were meeting somebody and thought I might as well go and talk to these people so I could feed back when this person arrived or something. But I can't find anyone. It's exhausted. I've been on a wild goose chase. I was in Italy for a bit and couldn't find them. And now I'm here and can't find that person. Now
The spell, the overseer is on their own in Hade.
Yeah, they're there, but obviously, like, they know what they're doing. I trust them with the capital, so that's fine.
And you are constantly not finding people you're meant to meet.
Yeah, but I mean, it's weird because I thought maybe I talked to this person who was supposedly the right person, talked to them for ages, and then afterwards I was like, well, they didn't really know anything at all. That was completely useless and unhelpful. And then here, been asking around, can't find them. Now, yeah, do you know this person? Hero.
Do I know her?
You have no idea.
No.
And you probably would know if there was a hero.
And also, you know, people in Naus, we just tend to be called by our titles. So, like,
Right.
I'm Bug because I'm a bug. And
Right.
my teacher is Teach because they're a teacher.
And so that person is a hero,
A
which is the slang for a hairdresser.
I was thinking maybe like hero, but like mispronounced.
Could be.
You've got, look, okay, well, I guess I'll go to Naus and try and meet...
And Vader, it doesn't sound like you should.
But I guess I might as well just keep pottering on.
Vader, is this to do with the call?
What about the call?
You know, you said that you thought something was good and then it wasn't good and now
No,
it's
that's nothing to do with work.
What's the other thing?
What?
What's the other thing?
It doesn't matter.
Insight check. Can I please call upon the lady to try and give me advantage on this one?
Yeah.
Oh, please. Sweet lady luck.
Oh!
Crow, queen, crow. No!
Disadvantage, so overwhelmed.
Oh, an 18 and a 19.
Oh my god!
That's very good.
Lady, where are you when I need you?
You keep getting disadvantage and still doing very well.
Yeah,
Mine
22.
was 25.
25 points, yeah. Did you?
23.
Great, all of you. Maybe
Woo,
because she's a bit
amazing.
out of it as well, you all like laser attention on her, like she's
Yeah.
your absolute priority. You can see this seems something more personal, perhaps even I'll give you with those good rolls, something more kind of personal life, romantic life, something that she's
Are you trying to
feeling
meet a
bad about.
partner?
What? Do you
A sexual or romantic partner?
Oh my god, Bug, what do you mean? How do you... Wow,
Bug, that's inappropriate. That's so inappropriate, Bug.
I'm not trying to meet anyone. I've never tried, but...
You never tried?
No, I realised that wasn't something that I should really be prioritising, and then just thought something was... then maybe it was going to be something, but it turns out to just be a joke, so... anyway, unless there's anything...
What was the joke?
Just some kids pulling pranks on me, I think. I kept getting notes, and all the notes said the same thing over and over, and it was something that I said to them, so I think I was trying to do it, and then they just sent it back, and then sent it again, so I realised they were taking a piss.
I don't know. Well, you know, there's quite a rife note-sending culture in the camp.
Right, so good. Find someone from the camp that I'm Raishin, probably, who I'm going to have words with about why they think this is so funny.
I don't know, but the thing is with that kind of note sending, sometimes people send repeat notes as a symbol of admiration. And when you get a note from someone that you really like, sometimes you just send the same one back to them a few times to sort of amplify the message of it in time and space.
Give me a persuasion.
Okay. For the last time today, please, can I try and get advantage from the lady? I really need this. Queen or crow? Let's go crow.
The lady is not your friend today.
What are you doing to
Roll
me?
with disadvantage persuasion.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Oh my god! Lady Luck tries to knock you back and you keep fighting back.
Damn it! Oh.
Dirty 20, you say that, she really listens to you and you see like her focus really goes in and she's like, right, so I thought it was a joke, but maybe they were just sending notes and they're not good at notes either. I mean, my notes were so bad, I was running away with myself thinking it was all this.
Yeah, I think they're just like, they're out of practice with notes ending maybe, and they are also struggling with it.
That's so sweet, I guess. Right, oh gosh, that's made me feel a bit better. Anyway, sorry, you're busy adventurer types.
We actually have something
I've
else
got
that
to
we
get on. Oh, what?
It's about, do you remember when we went to, no, actually, the ghost stories that are told around the camp and amongst the Raishin about the Fluxed
Right.
are obviously horrendous and very, very scary and, I'm very afraid. You ever met any of them?
You see that she looks at you and has a little moment. She's like, why are you asking?
Well, it's just because we're interested, because there's a lot of art on at the minute. We're depicting a lot of conversations about the good and bad in the world. Flux have come up quite a bit.
I've met some, yeah.
Really? What,
Yeah.
like monsters?
Yeah.
Insight check.
Yeah. 26. I'm rolling
God,
So hard.
Your insight.
23.
Oh my god.
Read you like a book, Vader.
You sense that she is talking about, like you say, monsters. She is not lying. She hesitates a bit on the word monsters, which makes you think maybe she's interpreting the word monster to mean something different.
And what made them monstrous then?
Things they did.
What did they do?
I don't have to tell you that.
Sorry, you're right. Okay, fine. I'm sorry for having asked.
Look, I've got to do this. I've got to find these people. It's apparently so important. I've got to talk to them and at least go back to the overseer with something. So
The drink that you said you had.
Who gave it to you?
Someone gave it to you, yeah.
it's just my flask. But but it was this it was just my flask.
Can I roll insight on that?
Yeah, same.
Sorry, so many insight.
Try and work out if what is happening is something magical.
Yes, you can do an Arcana check if you prefer. I mean, it's not a detect magic.
I rolled another 19, so that's another 26.
Don't worry about it because I rolled an 8, so we'll both get the same information.
Okay, good.
16.
Cool. Well, yeah, we'll do that with the magic. I think you do get the whiff of magic. I guess it's hard because there are lots of drinks that people have which have magical things going on that aren't like unfamiliar or weird in any way.
Yeah.
With a 16, I think you get a whiff that is happening in some capacity. It's not just booze, but you can't get much more than that.
Okay.
With that, yeah, you got a sense that she was really struggling to recollect exactly how she had ended up drinking this thing.
Vader, I think someone spiked you.
Right, but it wasn't. She like gets out her flask and she, as you say that, and like pours it on the ground and just water comes out. And with that kind of magic still going, you don't sense anything magical about the water.
Has she got a spell cast on her?
If we tried to dispel magic now, if there wasn't anything, it wouldn't make a difference. If there was, then whatever spells on
Do you
you
have that
broken. It will take me 10 minutes, but yeah.
Oh, I could do it now as well.
Try.
Do you mind if we give you just like a quick sort of magic go over?
I suppose,
Just
yeah,
in
quickly,
case.
I've really got to go.
All right, I'm just gonna I do have to just sort of
Just fine, yeah.
okay. I just like touch her shoulder.
The world.
Yeah.
It's blurry.
Okay, take a deep breath, and then I cast a spell magic. On
Great.
her.
You see that she, that's wild. She takes a little like step back from your finger after a moment, and you see that she seems to be a bit more clear-headed. She looks around. She's like, right, okay. Right, that was something. What were you just? We were just talking. Oh God! Oh no!
Yes, we were just talking. How different do you feel now?
This is good, you're back.
Right, yeah, I feel a bit clearer-headed, but yeah, I can't remember what happened. There was some fucker cast something on me, didn't they? Bastards!
Yeah,
fuck.
They did. Yeah. Who's the most powerful magic man that you know who's going to be able to cast that kind of thing on you? When could that have happened? I think it's the overseer.
She rolled incredibly badly, so she's like, I don't know. You see that she's kind of flustered, not thinking properly. She's like, there's loads of magic users. I know there's not very many like super powerful ones, but like that doesn't necessarily have to be super powerful magic. Like,
Vader, I think you've been sent on a wild goose chase by someone who cast that spell on you, and my instinct is that it might be the overseer in the capital.
The overseer? No, it's not her. Why would she do that? It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. I've been holding my tongue for a very long time.
What are you going to say?
Okay, so here's the thing. What we would like to propose is that, and we know this is going to be very difficult for you to wrap your head around, but we do not believe that the Fluxed are as bad as society within the Dome has presented them to be. And we believe, because we have encountered some Fluxed, that maybe there is a degree of prejudice against them, and
Keep going.
and we believe that the Dome has been designed to keep them out because people in power don't like them for some reason, and we don't really know why. But it would make sense that the person who's in charge of creating the Dome and powering it with their magic might not be as pro-fluxed, and might be more anti-fluxed than the average person, and may have an agenda in wanting to keep the fluxed out that we don't know about, and that maybe they realised that shortly you may come into contact with some fluxed that you may not hate, because that might happen. And when that happens, when you come into contact with these flux that you might not hate, you might take action to dismantle the Dome. And so this person, the overseer, maybe decided that now was the time to ramp up the Dome, and they needed to get you out of the way for a bit in order to do that.
Fuck, that was fucking amazing! So good! I'm so proud of you!
Big round of applause.
Can I give you a hug?
Yes, please.
Yes! Scoop arms!
Hug is like shaking.
You were brilliant! Yeah, take some breaths.
Yeah,
Bastard.
that was completely sincere. You worded everything really, really well.
Yeah, the truth of all of it, just really lovely.
Thank you very much.
When you look back to Vader, you see she's walking away from you.
Vader!
She turns around, she's like, so are you part of it then? The spell and the magic are making me feel like that. What is your game plan here?
What? We don't have a game for. We've just been completely honest with you.
Look, if the Overseer has got some sort of plan to buff the Dome and make it stronger, then that sounds like a good thing to me. I trust them. Also, they don't have that kind of power. They know magic. They know how to look after things. They don't know how to bolster the Dome. That's a whole new thing. The Dome is the Dome. It's what it is.
No, because it changes.
When? I've not known it to change.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it to change because it's not designed to affect you. Is it? It's designed for you to just live comfortably within.
Yeah, and it's keeping the Flux out, sure, but it's also keeping out all the bad stuff from the Tundra. The Flux is just the terrible cherry on the cake. There's so many awful things out there that the Dome protects us from, so in what world would I want it destroyed?
You just walk in and out of it, right?
Yeah, of course.
List them.
But not...
List the bad things.
List the bad things that exist other than the Fluxed.
Look, there's creatures, there's beasts out there, there's these
Be
strange...
specific.
Alright, I saw there was this like ghoulish kind of demon-like thing with this like lime green sort of ooze pouring off of it in like swathes, like sweating it, had 6 legs, and it fought me in my party and killed one of my friends. That wasn't the Flux, but it was bad, and it doesn't get into the Dome because we have a Dome to protect us.
Okay, but why are you keeping the Flux out?
Because they're part of that as well. They're one of the bad things of the Tundra too.
What do? They kill one of your party members?
I said I don't want to talk about that, but look, they can do awful things.
Like what?
They can hurt people. They're strong. They have powers. They have weapons. They can do things like anyone else.
I have powers.
I have
They have
weapons.
weapons.
I also have powers.
And there's awful people who we would like to not be in the dome and we lock them up or we send them away.
So why are the Fluxed any worse than anyone else that's in the dome?
Because there's no good, there's good, you're good, I'm good, there's no good Fluxed.
Oh, Vader. No, Bug. No, Bug! No!
We know good Fluxed.
Oh, that could have been so much worse.
What do you mean you know good Fluxed?
We know good Fluxed.
And you know good Flux as well.
You might not realise that you know good Fluxed yet, but we can tell you that you already know good Fluxed. And they're finding it very, very difficult to live in the dome, but they want to be in the dome because they love living here. This is their home. This is where their family is. And they're not causing trouble for anybody. They're just good Fluxed.
Back in my constellation, I knew people who became Fluxed, and they were so scared. They didn't do anything to hurt anyone, but the dome hurt them, and it's continuing to hurt them. I don't know what it is about the Fluxed that is dangerous, but if there is something, then wouldn't it be good to know exactly what? Because if we find the truth, then I feel like we could help people.
I think we're gonna go to the gods for a group
the lady's been
persuasion
useless.
check of sorts. What Sam is our guest? Why don't you're just going to give me a number between 1 and 8, I believe it is. Bear with me. What I will say is that we've had a lot of god rolls for which we've been using up some of the medium god rolls. I know that there's some spicier god rolls in the mix as we
God, well, if I could spice on that.
I'm so scared.
Sam, you give me a number between 1 and 8 for this persuasion check.
Oh, I just completely moved the table.
8.
8.
I'm scared.
Here is our god roll. This comes from Wisteria Human. Roll from the gods on this group persuasion check of all this chat you've been doing. Wisteria Human, roll from the gods is a natural 1. A literal natural 1. You cannot
Get
make
out of here, Wisteria! You and the lady can go fuck off into the cosmos.
You contributing so much Wisteria here, you didn't ruin anything, it's great.
We don't love you.
We do.
Wisteria, we are going to have a word,
I love
son.
the twists of the story.
Today's luck is
So bad. You see,
Huh? Not once.
Not once.
you don't need to insight check to see this woman look at you all. You see in her face just like an absolute, like, complete set in her ways. This has been her whole life, her dad's whole life, her whole job, everything she's ever known and ever been told. And you could imagine, as she looks at you, and you start to talk about knowing the flux, you see her expression shift to like, oh, I see what it is, in a bit of like they've been corrupted in some way, they've met the flux, they've seen something, and just like completely lose any interest in even trying to engage with you with this on that one. You see that she just kind of looks between you all with some like disregard and incredulity, and she's like, great. And she walks off.
We have to tell her.
We can't tell her.
We have to tell her.
You can't.
Even I know that we can't, and I'm bad at her honesty, but even I know that we can't tell her because
We need to find out.
Poor little Jenny.
here's the thing. I think that we should just go and see this spell overseer.
It sounds like bad news.
I think
She
that-
sounds like bad news.
Yeah, it's all going to come back to her, and hey, we did the asking permission, and now we're going to do the begging
Begging for
forgiveness.
forgiveness. All right. You're right. Thorn, did you hear that? The shout of the sword.
Yeah, I think if you put your hand to it, you feel a warm glow of like...
You want to go stab the overseer?
I don't think that gets a warm glow. Yeah, Vader has turned a corner and she's gone.
Take a moment to watch her angrily storm away. Tahade,
To hate.
8.
A really slow smash cut.
Like,
You're like creep out of frame. And arrive in Hade. Hade is Rendaway was so like arty and there's so much going on for the festival, but also just generally very arty. Hade is quite a bit more mundane. It's like sandstone brick and wooden structures and all that quite laid out, quite like structured and neatly. There's kind of a lot of academies and bigger buildings where obviously people come here to train or learn in various capacities. And most obvious thing is otherwise everything kind of 1-story, 2-story, big core tower, reaching up into the sky with the core at its top.
So what time is it now?
Yeah, so you went there.
You've done a round trip to the Wendy house.
It'll be getting to evening now. It's probably just getting dark. Yeah.
God, what's going on? On that journey, can I try and figure out what's going on with the jacket?
Yeah. Give me an Arcana check, I guess, if you're trying to suss it.
Don't worry.
I won't. So, you suss this jacket, but it is very confusing, like genuinely hard to read. I guess with that even, it's just like not easy to put your finger on it. Yeah, otherwise you've got this. Anything else either of you two are doing on your walk?
I'll try and cast mending on the jacket.
Great, yeah,
Just
you do that. You see some like material things slightly.
Oh, it's still like wet. I'll prestidigitate the wet away.
When you try and do it, it doesn't go away. It feels like it goes away briefly and then gets salted again.
Am I sweating? Is this sweat?
No.
Could be sweat.
Does it have like a? Is it? Can I lick the jacket?
Yeah.
Okay. I lick the jacket. Is it salt water? Is it fresh water? What sort of? Is it water?
Is it Vimto?
It's Vimto.
Is it iron brew?
Half iron brew, half Vimto.
Oh, it's so sticky! It's melting in the heat. I'm a sap! Oh, I've got my soundboard. I'll spend most of the time riding to
Oh, very good. You, with the lick, get that it's obviously not just normal water, it tastes salty, salt water, which isn't something that you would know, really. Like, you have never experienced.
So we wouldn't know that the sea has salt water, but I can taste that the water is salty.
Exactly.
So it's sweat then? That's so embarrassing. It's because we spoke to Vader and I was wearing it.
I don't think it is. Like, there's too much of it. Like, who sweats that much on this part of their arm?
Me, apparently. You have to make a big deal out of it.
Anything you're doing on the trip, Maeve?
I don't think so.
Perfect. Cool, then you arrive and you're here walking around. Where are you heading to first? We've got, obviously, Core Tower, we've got Overseer, got anything you just want to kind of try and find out about Blade, about...
Where do we know that the Overseer stays?
You would...
There's a house.
Yeah, I think you'd know that there's, like, or at least works in the same building that you dropped off Geely to, where Vader works. There's, like, a main kind of unit.
If we go in to the Overseer, my instinct is that I would go into hot, and they are magical and powerful, and I don't know how well I could do in that kind of confrontation.
I think we need a plan.
Interesting.
Doing the stories.
Counter to that, though, the longer we take, the closer we get to the time that Jilly's going to be leaving.
Yeah, that's true.
So the question is, do we want to take an evening to plan and then, take a long rest and get all our spell slots back and be prepared and then go in the morning prepared? So I conceptualise
Weird.
a long conversation where like a bug talks about these different pebbles that they have. Different. Anyway,
and I'm just like, I don't really have a god, so I just sort of.
Well, lucky for you.
Well, I kind of do have a god, but she's not fucking here, is she?
I just have this book.
Into the cosmos. You've got to study to get magic.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But you like it, don't you?
Very, very, very much.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Some people call that a nerd.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
Say that.
That's a slur in the camp.
Yeah.
Oh, no, is it? Language funny.
It's a compliment in nerds that we have lots of
I
nerds.
mean, blade singers, we're all wizards, so we all study a lot.
We love learning a lot.
Same.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of that plan.
I'm going to say that unless you disagree, you're not trying to like sneak your way around town.
No.
Of course,
I was thinking more along the lines of like we need to not go in and tell the truth with this person, but
we need to get our story straight.
Yes, that.
The Overseer. If we let on that if we tell her that we know that the dome has changed, our instinct, right, is that she's done that to make it harder for the Flux to be here. So by revealing to her that we know that, she knows that we know flux people, and that's probably our agenda. How else do we convey that information?
I mean, you're a wizard. Maybe there was some sort of like arcane vibe. You know, you can talk about an arcane
I
vibe.
could have divined it.
Yeah, you could divine the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And if you've divined the vibe, and it's a bad vibe,
Divide.
you've divibed,
Yes.
and it's come out bad,
Yeah.
then you can go and be like, what's this about? And we'll just be your heavies.
And we'll go in and say we're worried.
Yes.
That we sense through magic something has changed with the dome. We don't know what.
Maybe we pretend that we're worried that the dome is getting weaker.
Yes.
We're like, oh, we've divined this vibe, and we're worried.
Divide, and then maybe there's been rumours of the flux, the barrier, or something.
or you know, and we
and maybe then there was a T-Rex and it came and it ate and then it... Or not?
No.
Not that.
No.
Okay.
But we're like so concerned, you know, because we're all about
Yes.
keeping the flux out.
Yes.
And so we just want to make, you know, we're being good citizens and we're telling them the information that we know as good citizens.
Yeah. So that feels more mature and
How much
better.
do you know about the Overseer? Do you know what kind of magic they specialize in?
Yeah, so you, I think both of you give me history with disadvantage, I think.
The roulette wheel turns and I cancel it out.
As well, or
I think
No,
probably
I
not,
wouldn't
yeah,
know.
because you were
Yeah.
asking, yeah.
That was a dirty one for me.
Oh, good.
Oh, great.
7. Great, you don't know. And and the reason is that the Overseer really keeps to herself. You know, you wouldn't have seen how much you're in the camp, you're in Nausk, you're not frequently in Hade. When you are in Hade, why would you just bump into her? Like, she's quite hidden away. But it's not like, oh my god, she's here. Like, she is just a normal part of society, but she's just busy with doing her own stuff. As you're kind of wandering through town and maybe heading roughly in the direction of the main battlement, you come to the main area with the core tower. Core tower stretching up into the sky. You see at its base there's a couple of guards, and over to one side is the commander's building. You see, maybe you've even been sitting there chatting and like waiting and hanging out for a lot of this discussion. Out from the doorway comes a woman who you know isn't the Overseer. She has a long white cloak on with like veins of silver running through it. She's got a staff, which is pure like white, completely smooth and cylindrical, which she holds, which she has across her back.
Bit of pipe.
She's got a leg pipe.
She has she's a shaved head and triangles of silver tattooed under her eyes. You see she kind of like moves with this like grace and kind of just swans through the space, and she just obviously feels very out of place, like, and just in energy and appearance and everything. Everyone give me an insight check. Insight or perception.
A dirty 20 insight.
Cool.
Well, I asked the lady one last time.
Yeah. This is your last one.
Yeah. I'm going crow again.
Yes.
Oh, let's do that again.
Let's do it again. Exciting. Crow.
Yes!
That's a roll with advantage. Very
Watch as I
good.
get a 1 and a 2. Nat 20!
Yeah!
Lady, you're back!
She was just waiting for the good one.
What doll?
Wild.
You know what I mean?
And yourself?
Oh my god!
Cool. With what were you inciting or perceptioning?
Insight.
You see this woman walk into the space.
In that case, sorry, could I say that because my stats are the same, could I say that I did perception, dirty 20 perception?
Sure.
Yeah.
With your insight, you see a woman with a confidence and like a smug sort of something's gone very well for me here with a nat 20. I'll just tell you everything. She's very smug and pleased. Something has gone her way. She looks like a power within her that she feels really like bolstered in just like her energy. She walks into the space with that perception, particularly you catch and then maybe give Bramble a nudge so you can clock it, that she looks to a woman at the base of the guard tower. That woman, like, they have direct eye contact for a bit. And so this woman is in her maybe 60s. The woman at the base of the guard tower is in her maybe late 30s. They look at each other for a while. They have a little moment, and the woman at the base of the guard tower, at the base of the core tower, like stares daggers at her. The woman in the white cloak kind of keeps her cool. Again, seems a little bit like disregarding to this younger woman, and then she moves and walks away. With that good insight, I'll say that, yeah, you get this sense of like huge relationship there. They know each other so well, something, that it's a bit like, yes, you're seeing me again. Yes, I know that you're, as in this is the woman in white looking to the guard. Yes, I'm back. Yes, I know that you're not going to say anything. Bit of a, like a fuck you bye energy. And then she walks away.
Before we go in to enact the plan, not the reckless, spicy argument, the plan.
Yes.
I would like to talk to her.
Well, is the woman at the guard, is she a guard? Is she wearing guard's uniform?
Yeah, you can see that she, there's two male guards who are there who look very similar to each other, who seem like more bog standard guards, and then this guard woman is like kitted out. She, you would say that she is a guard technically, but she's very, very senior ranking. You might have even seen her around and been like, she's always at the important things. She's like, maybe not even usually on guard duty here, and so it's slightly strange that she's even like at the court tower. You see that she's got like shaved head at the back and then this like thick black fringe which hangs over half of her face and covers half of her face, and this little like tattoo on her cheek. You see her massive broadsword is beautifully shined and like very
Is this just grey again?
She's back. Like well looked after and obviously very well loved.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's kind of in her late 30s, 40s. You also catch that she's kind of twisting her sword in her scabbard a bit as the woman walks away in a way that I think with those good insights kind of still in the mix, you'd be like a nervousness.
Do we follow the white lady or do we go talk to the guard lady?
Well, you're good at seeing. Do you want to just see where she goes?
Yeah, I
could
do
talk to
that.
the guards.
Yeah.
Maeve, would you like to come with me and we can try and suss what just happened? Cool.
Yeah.
Great, so you're going lady in white?
Yeah, I'm going to keep my distance and I would like... Mechanically, what I'd like to be doing is I'd like to be so far away that I don't have to roll stealth, but that I would have to roll perception to keep track of her, if that makes sense.
I'll say that if you want to roll flat perception, you have to stealth. If you want to roll perception with disadvantage, you don't stealth. Just to keep things spicy.
In that case, I will take the disadvantage on the perception.
Great, so
Yeah.
roll me perception with disadvantage.
Should be good.
Okay, the lower one is a 16.
Cool. Very impressive. You follow her out. It takes a little while, so you're going to go out like she's just...
Sorry, no, it's not. 11 plus 7 is an 18.
Cool. She like leaves Haight, so you follow her for like a good couple of minutes.
What direction is she heading in?
She's heading northwest.
Is that the direction of the Wendy house?
No, the wedding house is north, slightly east.
Okay.
And the camp is southwest. And
What is northwest? Nothing?
northwest is nothing. You see she heads out. And then unless you want to keep going, you see she just keeps walking.
I would like to just get a good look at her staff so that if in the future I want to cast locate object on it, I would be considered familiar with it.
So cool, goddamn.
Shit.
Yeah, goddamn. Yeah, you really clock the staff. Give me a perception check on staff. With
Really
disadvantage
clock
again.
this staff.
Actually, no, do it with a flat because you saw it before.
It was nearly good and then it wasn't. That's an 11.
Cool, yeah, you know what I told you. There's like very neat, perfectly slick
Okay, great.
gutter pipe.
Beautiful gutter pipe.
Back to you all. You approach this guard woman. She's there. She starts to polish her sword as you approach.
Good afternoon.
Hello there.
Hi. Couldn't help but notice the presence of an old face. Not someone you're happy seeing around here? Should introduce myself. My name is Bramble. This is Maeve. We're friends of Commander Vader's. That's why we're in the locale. But it's just struck me that you don't see her around that often. And they just seem quite tense. We also don't like her vibe. So
It's very intimidating.
yeah, really
she
quite
is
nasty. And she
very
carries that
quite.
pipe.
Yes. She is quite intimidating. Good insight on people you have. What else do you need to know? Yes, absolutely. Stay away from her.
Who is
Otherwise,
she?
I wouldn't give you much thought. She's just a bad person who I'm surprised to see back here. She used to be around a little bit more. and has now spent a long time out away adventurer. She's an adventurer. So she's been out adventuring and she's swarmed back in.
What makes her bad?
I'm just some of the magics that she dabbles with, I'd be less impressed by.
What, like necromancy, or like magic used for stealing, or magic used for tripping people over? Like, what do you think is bad magic?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I don't know a lot about magic. I'd say more the former. There's just some energy about it that I have never liked.
Interesting.
Yeah. I got a weird sense from her.
Got a weird vibe.
Yeah, like...
We've been divibing a lot of today.
Yeah.
Which is...
That's a used
I know you're
term.
not... No, I know you're not a spellcaster, but it's when you divine a vibe.
Right.
So we've divibed that she's bad news, but also that something like oddly magical's gone on today. Just in the dome.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, and
sure.
I should know. I'm here, and the dome is the core, and the core is the dome.
Yeah.
So,
Beautiful. Just so beautifully put.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm working, so
Thank you for
Sorry.
sticking with us.
Lovely sword.
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, really nice. Cool. Let's go back to see Bug, I suppose.
Great. You head off and you link up. Yeah, I'll say like you can meet up.
Bug, I started doing what you used to do and just like asking direct questions, and it worked.
Isn't it such a good...
It's so good.
Oh, I love it. It's so convenient because I don't like small talk.
I used to really love it, but actually, if you're just asking like, why are they bad? It actually really works, and she just told us.
I know. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're
So-
coming around to my way of thinking.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're starting to find a middle meeting ground. You know? It's lovely, isn't it? Anyway,
Where to?
what's up?
Just wild theory, very, very wild, and it might not have anything to do with anything, but something happened with the dome. It got stronger. This person comes out looking really confident. You asked about necromancy, and that's not quite exactly what I'm thinking, but I'm wondering, is there any chance that this person might be drawing power from the dome in some way? Or someone else might be.
Or maybe
from the
even like
flux in some
siphoning
way.
power into the dome, like making it stronger if they are a powerful spellcaster.
But why did Ginny stop feeling so bad? Is she taking power from him?
That's, I don't know. I a theory.
That's so fucked up.
I don't know.
They're squeezing Ginny.
It's really out there. It's
No,
yeah.
don't.
But also, you know, like,
justify it.
this is definitely not a coincidence that this mysterious adventurer just swans back into town on the same day that our friend begins feeling ill.
Exactly, yeah.
Do we follow her? I saw the direction that she was going in.
What, and jump her? I mean, enact a sensible adult plan.
You know, talk like adults to her.
Okay, where did she go?
Northwest.
Is that near the Windy House?
No.
Okay. Fuck it, okay. Should we chase her and try and get to know? Or is it better to stay here? Because if we run out and we have a fight, she seems very powerful.
Does seem
Yeah.
very powerful.
Yeah. Maybe it's better to talk to the overseer or try to get a suss on what's going on here.
As you have this little conversation, a very elderly woman bursts past you and through you and goes, "Birds, go find what's happening!" and like throws some bird seeds and like, where are all the birds? And then runs off.
What? Birds go find what's happening, or are all the birds? Have all the birds disappeared?
Yeah, you look around. There's like a little sparrow flying past.
Excuse me.
Excuse
why did
me,
you
what's
just
going
say that?
on?
It's like, what? Who are you?
Friends, we're friends of yours.
Oh, thank God.
We've known each other for years.
Oh God, I completely forgot. I'm so sorry. So nice to see you. Do you want some tea? I can get you tea. She's got a huge, messy grey bun of hair. She's this human woman. Got loads of shawls wrapped around her. You see that in like Gull culture, they have these little like pouches, like bandolier of trinkets. Typically, she has some of those. But with all of you being magic users, you sense some like magical vibes going on. Little like trinkets and potions and bits and bobs of weird things. The like bird seed that she threw had a bit of magical energy that immediately fizzled out to nothing. She's like, "Good friends, cup of tea."
I'd love one.
Great! She bolts.
Good vibes.
Run! Quick, run!
Let's go.
We've developed a good one.
Such extremes today.
She like goes to like quite far out of like on the outskirts of town, out to like the east. She goes into like a little old kind of shack. She gets up to it. She says, "Okay, friends, we all remember the code."
Yes,
69.
It's just like that must have been last month's code. Oh, I changed it. I didn't tell you. Sorry, I was such a bad friend. Oh gosh. Anyway, 68.
So
The
that
door.
wasn't a very adult thing to say, Bug. I'm sorry. I
I
promise
didn't
I'm
understand
learning.
the reference.
Oh,
Why is it not an adult thing to say?
never mind.
You go in, you see a like very normal little sitting room that there's just like chairs, a desk, and a sofa. And she goes in and she's like, "Right, cup of tea."
Why did you want to find birds? Because we saw some birds. If you would like birds, we can find you birds.
Oh no, I just thought the birds might know what's going on. Why do you feel so funky? Do you feel the funk?
You divide.
Divide? What's divide?
You divine a vibe.
I did divibe!
Yes. I mean, it feels funky.
What?
Something is strange. Something strange is happening, right?
You feel, that's why we're such good friends. You feel it too.
Does
my
does
friends.
it hurt?
Sorry. I spooked you with my gestures.
Does it
hurt? No. It feels strange though. Powerful, twisting, magical. Things afoot. The fates are intertwining at last. Is it good? Is it bad? How will the coin toss go this time?
Don't talk to me about
She
coins.
mutters to herself a lot.
Why are you behaving strangely?
What? Me? Who? You?
No, you're behaving strangely.
I don't understand how to
Your
interact with
behaviour
this
is
lady.
difficult to decode. And so, we are sat here wondering what you know, because we've also felt the change. In fact, it's really affecting a friend of ours in a negative way, and we'd like to know what happened so we can undo it.
Right. How to undo it? Undo the vibes changing. What do you need to know?
How?
Why do you want to know?
I've just told you, a friend of ours is negatively
Oh,
affecting
yeah.
us.
I forgot. Slap your thigh with delight. Like friends changing, friends need alterations. What brought you to this? To me, apart from our friendship that goes way back. Fate?
You threw some birdseed nudging
And we chased you.
No, I never.
Yeah, you threw bird seeds.
Oh, that was probably a swing and a miss. Swing and a miss from old Moo.
Is that your Moo?
Yes.
Of course, we know each other.
Yes, good. Anyway, hits against the ground, like thing flips and twizzles to the side, and then there's a little ladder that goes down. She's like, after you.
Okay.
Absolutely, I love jumping in holes. Penciled up jump through.
You're going down?
Yes.
She's like, good, off you go. As you start to like carefully go down, she like boshes you on the head, like, hurry! You go down to like very not tall, short room, which is full of books, all like scripts and manuscripts and books and all sorts of things. You feel right at home. She starts to go like, I must have a diary when I met all my friends. Well, look at my diary.
What? Why do you need a diary when you met us?
I just have no memory of you in the slightest.
May I look around at the books?
Of course, I just go for it.
Looking around.
How did you know the vibe was off?
I knew it was due in my heart of hearts, and then just something, all my little gidgets and ghoulies and flibbits and flulies started to vibe with little tremors, and I whispered into the wind and didn't hear anything back, so that's how I knew.
The wind didn't talk back to you, and you knew the vibe had changed.
Exactly.
Do you use magic?
What?
Do you use magic?
Who?
Magic?
What?
Do you know him?
I've not met.
You've not met Magic?
You?
No, this
Nice
is
to meet
Bug.
you, Magic. Bug? Nice to meet you, Magic.
Maeve.
Who?
Bramble.
She's like still within earshot, but she's upstairs. You hear like clutching away, getting some teas ready for you.
She's crazy. I love her. I love her deeply.
I don't know why, but I could wholeheartedly trust this woman.
I've never trusted anyone more. She reminds. Is this what Springleaf's going to be like when she grows up?
This is a foreshadowing to Springleaf's old years. What books are you looking for? You said you're looking through the books. What
Yes.
do you immediately start looking into?
Just I follow the vibes.
Keep
to
on those vibes.
whatever.
Cool, just whatever kind
Yeah.
of tickles your fancy.
Yeah.
Give me insight check and then an investigation check.
Can I help with either one of those two things?
Insight, natural 1.
I'll cast
Oh.
guidance.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
And a D4.
And a D4, and then what was the other one?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Did you say you were
was-
helping?
Can I help on one of them?
Yes, you can.
You can roll one of those with advantage. Because
Okay,
I'm getting your hands.
That's
Getting you. Where'd you leave me?
another natural 1, so that one does not
Oh
change.
my god! 2 nat ones
Yes,
with
and that's on my help
advantage.
as well.
That's
But
wild.
that was for the first one
That was
still,
for
so
insight.
it just stayed a natural 1.
That is
What's going
absolutely
on?
bonkers. The chances of that are absurd.
17 on the other.
Investigation, great.
Investigation. Yes.
So you try and like give a bit of help to the room and like suss
I
out the
just
room.
knock something completely over.
Yeah. So that insight is more to be like where to start, and you have no idea where to
Yes.
start, so you just
Yeah.
start going through stuff.
Yep.
You cast guidance. Yeah, I mean, regardless of you're doing general vibe check, is that this is a room of like magical books and scrolls and things.
There's a lot.
Yeah, which is so exciting for you. Anything just generally that you're suddenly like, oh, this is what we might need to find out now, right? You've got the sword, you've got the stuff that you had down in the underground under
How the
Judy's
core
place,
works? What is it?
and the core in the dome. Cool. You look through with the 17 is very good, but not like absurdly good. You find a few things. Are the two of you just waiting for?
Bug is very visibly overwhelmed by this entire interaction and has like sat themselves down in a corner and is doing the thing that they do whenever they like pretend that they're in the cave. And is like just muttering to themselves a little bit like, it's fine, you're back in the cave,
Oh.
back in the cave. It's all
Ah.
right."
I go and find some houseplants and I'll take them out and take the soil off them. A little bug. But I learn how to do this, and I'm going to cast mould earth, and I'm going to give you a little blanket of soil. Here you go. You like that, didn't you? I've made a cube. It's just your head sticking out.
Bug is like so much more comfortable in their little cube of earth. And I think Bug isn't going to do much. Bug's going to let you guys investigate and just is going to ground themselves because this whole interaction has been quite startling for them.
Yeah. I reached out to the lady and asked if I could have some of your magic. And she said yes.
Gave you
Yeah.
Mulder? We're going to have to build some things.
I made a cube.
No, but I mean, that's just the beginning. You can make whole caves.
Right. I'm going to look for anything that is
Cool.
about like the history of the Flux, or like any information that's
More
about
flux
what
based.
happens. Exactly.
Cool. Go in investigation and bug for you.
I'm just grounding myself. I'm like just
Cool.
making myself feel a little bit more comfortable. But I will cast guidance on her again.
Cool.
10.
Great. With that 17, for starters, more about the dome, you find like ancient looking tome. You go through it, and there's it seems to be about the dome in various capacities. Some of the pages are completely faded away and you can't read them at all. But as you go through, I mean, it depends how long you're spending here, but I guess you're kind of flicking through stuff a bit more than like a deep read. You get to some pages which talk about it's like qualities of pushing, pulsing away, of like
Yes.
how it repels.
Yeah.
You read that it is about keeping the flux away, but also about keeping, the general tundra away. Exactly as Vader said. It supported
Yes.
what Vader was saying, basically. That it isn't just about the flux, it's also about the general tundra. It talks about the tundra and all the like awful things out there. And the dome is supposed to protect the people from that. With that 17, you read a bit more. I think being so good at this, you read language which implies that there was some sort of like addition to the core which made the fluxed bit happen. So the core itself makes the dome, which keeps away all the tundra things, and then there's a little addition of some kind, which is what also keeps the fluxed away.
Okay. That's very good to know.
With that,
There's a bolt on.
Yep.
with that
Plug in.
Yeah.
An attendant.
with that 10, I
mod.
think you struggle.
They've modded the dome. Are you joking?
With that 10, you read about the flux. I think a 10 is, but you're not in a super rush. So you find something about the flux, but it's all a bit like coded. There's almost like kind of poetry about it, which is like really hard to get your finger on exactly what it means.
This is
exactly.
very Lady Caesar.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't get the artistic gene from
Yeah,
her.
there's like art of a dance, like sketches of a dance that she'd like love.
It's insane. Maybe
but-
I should give this to her. No, it's someone else's. I can't just nick it.
Yeah, but you
Make
do.
adult decisions.
But it is a bit more kind of talking about the flux in a more straightforward way about there are people out in the tundra, blah blah blah, and that they won't be able to come in because of the dome sort of thing. You get that as part of it, but there's not. It's maybe surprisingly not that like, oh my god, they're so evil. It's a little bit more matter of fact, but yeah, otherwise nothing very exciting.
I found quite an objective poetic text. What have you found?
Well, it looks here to say that there's the core that keeps most of the dangerous things out, and then something has been added to keep the flux down.
They've modded it.
Here's your tea! Smash the tea. 3 teacups just smashed into the ground and just splash
I really
everywhere.
like this.
If you're sticking around, you can everyone can either give me another perception check of the room, or if you are more like, I want to find stuff, you can give me investigation.
Can I do an
Nat 20.
check?
On investigation or perception?
Oh, what's better? You're quite good at perception.
I'm good at perception. I think Bug's gonna insight
Tap
check
out.
Moo.
Alright, what'd you get?
17 again.
Cool.
Perception.
Cool, I'll do investigation then.
Yes.
Great.
Bug's gonna insight check Moo to just see what her whole deal is.
Oh,
That's
my
cool.
got it.
Cool.
So wonderful.
With a 14 on Moo, inciting Moo, you sense that Moo doesn't, like, you don't get a whiff of, like, secret evil. You see, like, slightly bonkers woman who's maybe just spent a bit too much by herself studying books and, like, going a bit haywire with magic stuff and has done a few too many magical experiments in her time and is just slightly in a different space of what reality is and what priorities of her life are, but chill vibe. Chill.
So in essence, she's living her best life.
Exactly, the dream.
Bug
So
just like
important.
goes up to her and like very gently just sort of pats her on the arm. It's like, I don't think you're a bad person.
I don't think you're a bad. That's so weird. Then she goes upstairs. And she comes down with like a cake, which is like glowing and pulsing. It's like, you want?
I'd love it. What is it?
You should not eat. I cannot stress enough how much you shouldn't eat this.
Okay.
Just a bite. She eats it. She's like, oh god. Just like sits down, but she's like watching. She starts to glow a bit. She's like, what have you found? You 17 again. Investigating. Anything in particular?
No, 17 perception. Right?
Perception.
I got nat 20 for investigate.
Yes.
Great.
That was
With that nat 20,
Thanks.
that's what a time to get it. That's so, in some ways, so annoying, but also great.
Some would say lucky.
Some would say sick.
Aye.
You like are rifling through. You said you knocked something off. Maybe like you knock off another thing, and then there's like in the base of one of the bookshelves, you see like a little like latch. You open it up and look underneath and find like some scrolls like stuffed in and like a little bit of an old book which has been like cut in half and like it's all tatters.
That's going to evaporate into nothing in a minute. It's so old.
Nat 20, that's wild. You find a few things. You see this text, or like it's just all on bits of old scroll, which mention about the coming of something which will break the dome and which will alter the dome and do the thing that you've all been talking about, that your mum talked about, about that is possible, and that will be via a weapon, and a weapon will be able to do that and shift things.
Just tap the sword at my side.
You read this on, that's like all on one piece of paper. It just says about like in the end blah blah blah, just scrambled writings which end in saying the sword will alter the dome. You get the sense from these things as well that there is a way that has to happen exactly, the right people, the right exact circumstances for that moment to be able for it to work. It's not just like whack-a-mole, it'll work no matter what. Yeah.
It's not just like whack-a-mole, it'll work no matter what.
There's a picture of a mole.
Honestly, it's really, I'm not making it up. Not like whack-a-mole.
Yeah. I think if you're sharing this with the group,
I know I'll be reading it on my own because she's also in the room, so I'm not going to.
she can be, she's like pulsed down, like part, like.
Okay, yes, then I am therefore telling everyone.
It doesn't.
I trust her completely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wake up! Listen.
Like, wow, okay, I'll listen to what you found.
This is your house.
Oh my god! Where are I didn't make tea. She listens in. You talk all that through, and then with that perception check, you I think earlier you mentioned that you went down and saw this like script in the
Yep.
I keep saying two. I think you mentioned it being in Abyssal
I did,
at the
yes.
time, yes. So you see a book about Abyssal and language. You go to it. This seems like an ancient, old Abyssal text,
Yes.
which you clock as like, oh, maybe helpful considering
Yeah.
what's going on. Yeah?
I take 10 minutes to cast comprehend language.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool!
Yes!
So you can just speak Abyssal.
Well, yes,
you can read
I can
it.
read it and understand it when it's spoken. I don't think I can speak it though.
Okay,
Yes.
but that's so wild and so helpful. Oh my goodness, you all are crazy. You read through this book. Have you told Maeve that it's exact inscription? Right?
Yes.
You read it out.
Yeah, I read it out.
Yeah.
Read it to me, yeah.
You think about that. Oh my goodness. Okay. You go pour over this for 10 minutes. Everyone just like watches this. You're like pouring over this text
Meanwhile,
and
I'm
thinking. You're like,
flicking through this old thing.
Yeah.
It's not like whack-a-mole.
That's it. That's all I've got. I don't know how to put it in plainer terms.
In Abyssal it says it's not like
Yeah.
translate it. But the thing that you really like hang on to is there need to be key circumstances, and you think about that passage down in the cavern underneath Geely's house, which talked about about trying to break the heart of the dome, right? Is the language it used, which seemed a bit convoluted, but obviously it's about shifting it in some way. In the thing where the dome was shattering all the people, beginning to tie some threads together.
Yes.
So with this translation, you find some things. I'm gonna ridiculous. You look at the word beast, which was in the text.
Yes.
Beast is used very broadly.
Yes.
Beast doesn't always mean something like bad or scary in this translation of it.
Yes.
It could just be anything which is kind of unfamiliar. They use the word beast in the Abyssal.
Like a bug.
Oh, what? No.
You find
Wait, I'm over the shoulder now. I reckon that's probably a bug or something.
I thought there's like
What
how
was
the
that?
flux. I thought it's like
that's
an
just a
active
laugh.
mistranslation is how the flux became known as monsters.
That's also
They were like originally known as beasts in this broader sense, and then an active mistranslation.
Let's read the rest of it.
Sorry.
That's a good point. As you start to do that, you find that there is a word for flux, basically. So that then disproves that, which would be an understandable thing. You also, if you're trying to figure out the beast thing, you find that, because this is Abyssal, which comes through Aimlern, people who were supposedly through lore, crawled up through the base of the earth, right?
Yeah.
So you...
Ladies Either definitely did that.
That's like last week.
She frequently goes to and from.
Yeah. You find, and again, sort of with that Nat 20 and looking through some of your documents as well, of realizing that Aimlern originally came into contact with humans. So Aimlern and humans, it was sort of like humans were known as the people who were around. Most time, Aimlern arrived, met humans. Gull met humans. Everyone met humans first, and then they all sort of ended up intermingling.
Right.
So there is a word for human. So you know that an Aimlern might look at a human and be like, what's that beast? But they do know human. Whereas there's no word for any other race. There's just, or ancestry rather.
Just beast.
Also,
There's a word for Aimlern.
There's a word for Aimlern, there's a word for human, and there's a word for flux.
is
but
it generally referring to one beast or like beasts?
in the script, in the
Yes,
text,
yes.
it talks about one beast.
Huh.
Yeah. What else do you find? The pulse thing you already thought about as the dome, and similar kind of. So the heart is not just a ba-bum heart. It's about the center, the middle, the absolute essence of something.
Core.
Interesting. One might think.
That's too far.
Don't get carried away.
Bug retreat into them.
Bug back in the cube.
Anything else with that little with the little scripture that you're trying to figure out with that whilst you've got this book and the insanely good comprehend languages that I wasn't thinking you'd have.
Rituals.
Exactly.
Give me to the beast with fingernails. What? Fingernails of leaves or something?
Fingernail leaves.
Oh yeah, so that's that goddess.
That's the goddess.
Aqua Frisante.
I will find it on the hands, which we have. This is one. I will be allowed / able to. When we have this double interpretation
meaning
of allowed or able to. Is it about permission? Or is it about, with the comprehend languages, does this word seem to be about permission, or does this word seem to be about being granted a new ability?
It seems to be about capability.
Capability.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the leaves and fingernails thing?
She had
Is it leaves as fingernails?
She had big leafy. Do you remember the goddess that I mentioned was made of teeth and leaves?
Oh,
She had big leafy arms.
Right.
And
The specific language was the beast with fingernail leaves, which characterises this goddess that we met, who looked terrifying but seemed to be well intentioned.
She knew the lady.
She did know the lady. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me perception check.
All of us?
Yeah.
What? Is Moo doing something nuts?
I've rolled so many.
Oh my god, you
Is it
read out.
perception? Yeah, let's do perception.
6.
13.
With 13, you think back to the Fizante. She was covered in leaves. She had hands with claws.
Oh.
Fingernail leaves.
In which case, is it possible that I was thinking feathers? Oh, but I don't know if that works.
Is there, when you read it, is there a word in there for feathers in Abyssal, or would this be a way of describing a
That's
word?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
You look through for a word for feathers, and there's no word for feathers.
It could be
So we need to give
feathery hands.
we need to give it to you.
But you also have feathers.
But not on your hands.
But not on my hands.
But not on your hands. No, I mean, yeah.
And also that would make sense because I'll find a thorn in their hands. So we would give you thorn.
Who's hello, mate? You're right.
You think back to beast.
Yeah.
What we know about humans are in there. So a human would be able to say a human with if fingernail leaves you think might be in feathers.
Yeah.
Then a human with fingernail leaves they would be able to describe.
Yes, that makes sense. And I look more.
You've got feathers as well though, but not on your hands.
But not on my hands. The beast with fingernail. But maybe I don't know. I don't think. Can I roll some sort of insight check to
or
see
intelligence
if I can?
or whatever.
I'll just
Or
roll
insight on oneself.
a raw intelligence check. 10.
Great. You can help if you're all.
I would
working
love
together.
to help.
Yeah, do the help action.
Not 20!
Absolutely.
If you ever were a lady to begin with.
You have maybe give a little bonk on Belle's head to help them.
Yeah.
Just wraps my stuff.
Yeah, with a big many jewels in my hand.
But you sit and think for a bit. You think about all these things you've been given, all these clues. And you think about fingernail leaves. You think about the word feathers isn't in the book, so they had to find a way to describe a feather without being able to describe it. So actually it's nothing to do with it being in the place of a fingernail. It is the fact that feathers are bone-like, they grow out of one's bodies. You think back to the woman who tried to paint your nails and tried to paint your feathers because they have little bits of bone on them. And you think, perhaps with an match made, that you are the beast with the fingernail leaves.
You're the best!